What a rejoicement it is to have wisdom. All right, Shalawam I'm out there. Through the Spirit of the Lord, got another lesson for you. A spiritual boost on what a rejoicement it is to have wisdom. Before I start, we got to give all praises to Yahawah by Yahawashi, call halal Yahweh Yahawashi, Mashinakaba Shilak Ayam, and Shalom Wakasa Laha Bakyar. Now, through the Spirit of Yahweh Yahawashi, we're just doing some meditation on wisdom, man. Like how everything is wisdom, how Yahawashi is wisdom. And then I ran across, you dealing with the truth. You may read something and then 6 months may pass, or a year may pass, or however long may pass. You find yourself reading it over again. But the second time you come across it, you notice that your wisdom is increased, so that when you're reading it, you're getting more out of it than when the first time when you read it. Now, through the Spirit of Yahawashi, we've been given wisdom. And when you read the wisdom of Solomon, it's like the wisdom of Yahawashi, the son of Barak, or Ecclesiasticus in the prologue, the Barak, this guy breaks down how to get wisdom, what wisdom does for you, and how it helps you. What a rejoicement it is to have wisdom. All right. So let's read this prologue. I ain't gonna make it too long. Just read this prologue, and may Yahawashi spiritually boost both me and the listener out there, man, on what a rejoicement it is to have this wisdom of Yahawashi. Now, when you read the prologue, it says, a prologue made by an uncertain author. It says, this Yahawashi was the son of Barak and grandchild of Yahawashi of the same name with him. This man therefore lived in the latter times after the people had been led away captive and called home again, and almost after all the prophets. So this guy Barak was named after his father, and his father was named after his father. So this was a chain line of spiritual men. Now it's trippy. It's trippy about this little prologue. It says, now his grandfather Yahawashi, as he himself witnessed, was a man of great diligence and wisdom amongst the Hebrews. Now that's what it requires. If you in this truth, it requires great diligence. And brethren, you notice that from the point that you started to where you are now, have you increased? Have you gotten better in your mind? Do you walk more firm and stable with your steps? Is your mind more solid and concrete on what is right and wrong? Well, guess what? Yahawashi has given you that because of the diligence that you're showing, man. Continue to show it. And Yahawashi is going to continue to make you better. Make you more, give you more wisdom, more knowledge and understanding, man. Just as you could count from 1 to infinity, you could start at wisdom and go infinity with it. All right? It says, who did not only gather the grave and short sentences of wise men that had been before him, but himself also uttered some of his own, full of much understanding and wisdom. So this fourth, the grandfather of Barak, what he did, he gathered up small grave sentences of men before him that had wisdom, right? What do you think you do when you read the scriptures? You're gathering up small graven sentences of wisdom, and you're applying it to yourself. That's what this guy did to become wise. And then it said further on that he did it so much that he was able himself to create his own proverbs. That's how you get the book of Barak, man. So you brethren, gathering up this wisdom, man, you become wise in this thing, man. To the point where, like for instance, me, previously, when I used to try to read certain type of text, it would be hard for me to read it because because of the big word usage, or my reading comprehension was not that good. But then after I started reading the scriptures, after years and years of reading the scriptures, looking up words, going to the Greek, the Hebrew, and the Latin, I have increased to the point where there's not really nothing on this planet as far as reading. When I read it, it's not too hard no more. You know, if I read Esau's contract, it's not too hard. You understand that a lot of Esau's language and his words is prefixes and suffixes, but conjunction words, a bunch of small words put together. You start learning things. Yahawashi starts to increase you. Even me myself, another thing, I like to write down idioms. You can look up what an idiom is, or I tell you, idiom is little phrases or words or little quotes. I like to write stuff down like that, man. I know it's pretty brethren out there that like to do things itself, but that's what Barak started to do. It says, when as therefore the first Yahawashi died, the grandfather, leaving this book almost perfected. So when he died, he was writing his book. He almost perfected it, but he died. It says, Barak, his son, receiving it after him, left it to his own son, Yahawashi. So Yahawashi's grandfather left it to his son, Barak, and his Barak gave it to his son. This was a chain of Yahawashi adding on to the book. These men was adding on to the book, doing the same, following the same trail that their fathers took. It was adding to the book, wisdom, man. Right? It says, who having gotten it into his hands, complied it all orderly into one volume. So when it got to the latter son, he took all what his father wrote and his grandfather wrote, and made it all into one volume. That's where you get the book of Barak. And he even added on to himself. He added his wisdom in it himself. Off of reading other man's wisdom and continually being diligent for Yahawashi, man. Right? Now that's what we need to do, and it's a rejoicement, because the scripture said wisdom is a defense, man. You notice that can't nobody step on your toes no more. That ain't coming with no correctness, man. They can't step on your toes no more, man, because that wisdom is protecting you, man. You know, your family they can't just utter anything to you. You can even assault a person with wisdom. You can even assault a person more crucially than they can assault you. You know, you can hit them hard because you can hit them with the truth. You know, cut them to the core. You know, but that's what wisdom do for you, right? It says, and called it wisdom. So he gathered this Yahawashi gathered this book up and called it wisdom. That's why it's called wisdom of Yahawashi, the son of Barak. Right? It says, entitling it both by his own name, his father's name, and his grandfather's, alluring the hearer by the very name of wisdom to have a greater love to study of this book. So he named it wisdom just so that when you read the title of the book, because he titled it, he put wisdom in there just so it could grab you. Use the word wisdom, like, damn, this book is, you see that word wisdom? Oh, this is a book of wisdom. It's to allure his reader in, to make you love it. The book of Barak, when you read the book of Barak, I call it, you know, brothers know out here, I'll be calling it the book of manners. This is where you learning your manners, you learning your things that you need to know, man. You know, right? When you read this book, man, it's a bunch of grave, dark sentences and history, man. That's just, it helps you, man. You think about these little quotes in a day, these couple little words, just, it makes you firm for the rest of your life. Man, that's solid, man. The scripture talk about comprehending much in little short words, you know, in this book of Barak. That's crazy. It says, goes on further to say, and called it wisdom. and learn the hearing by the very name of wisdom, to have greater love to study of this book. It contains therefore wise sayings, dark sentences, and parables, in certain particular ancient godly stories of men that please Yahawashi, also his prayer and song. Moreover, what benefits Yahawashi have vouchsafed to his people, and what plagues he had heaped upon their enemies. So basically this book is full of wisdom, man. One of my favorite books in the scriptures, the Ecclesiastes. You got people that saying that the Apocrypha ain't real, man. Get out of here, man. This book of Sirach is killing shit, you know what I'm saying? Meaning that it's full of wisdom, like, damn, it's mind-blowing synthesis of dark sayings, bro. It says, it said, this book is full of, it talks about men who please the Lord. You want to learn how to please the Lord, read Sirach too. Get in this book of Sirach. It talks about humbleness. It talks about pride. It hits almost basically everything. It hits the history at the end. You start getting to the history of time of Moses and whatnot. This book is solid, man. It says, this Yahawashi did imitate Solomon, and was no less famous for his wisdom and learning, both being indeed a man of great learning, and so reputed also. So this guy Yahawashi, he imitated Solomon, and it said that he was no less famous for the wisdom that he had. Now, you know what it led me to? Because we understand that Solomon, right? Solomon was the smartest man in Israel in his day and age, man. No king was ever more smarter than him, right? Now, during Yahawashi's time, he wasn't the only smart man. And I'm going to prove it. This is 1 Kings 4:29. It says, and Yahawah gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and the largeness of his heart, even as the sand of the sea is shore. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country and of all the wisdom of Egypt. So Solomon was given wisdom and excelled over everybody, man. His wisdom went exceeding far. Now you had guys that was wise just in the same boat, man. And it goes further. It says, for he was wiser than all men, than Ethan, the Ezrahite, and Haman, and Kolkol, Darda, the sons of Mahal, and his fame was in all nations round about. So when you go to the Blue Letter, I encourage you brothers that's watching this video, when you go to the Blue Letter, look up look up Ethan, look up Haman, look up Kolkol and Darda. Them men was men of our nation that was wise, and they was compared to King Solomon, man. Now they wasn't wiser than King Solomon, but they was compared to him, meaning they was just up there. So when King Solomon have a conversation with these guys, he wouldn't go over their heads all the time, I would say. But he was wiser, but he wouldn't go over there. He could have a crucial, decent conversation with these men. Because these men had the wisdom, man, the wisdom of Yahawashi, man. And that's what it's a rejoicement to have that, man. Because Isaiah 33:6 say, Nas wisdom and understanding should be the stability of your times. In other words, man, what a rejoicement to have wisdom. All right. And it says, he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005, and he spake of trees from cedar trees that is in Lebanon, even unto hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He also of the beasts and the fowls and the creeping things and fishes. And there came all the people to hear the wisdom of Solomon from all the kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom. Right. So King Solomon was wise, and that was because Yahawashi gave it to him, man. That's what it was, man. And Yahawashi has given us that same portion, man. He has allowed us to have that same portion, man. Right? And that's what Yahawashi did. It says Yahawashi did imitate Solomon. Now, when you hear me say Yahawashi, I'm talking about the son of Barak. Right? It says he imitated Solomon, man. And that's what we need to do. And you're gonna be good, man, because you're gonna be saved by your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's gonna be a stability of your time, keeping your mind firm in these times that's come, man. So it's a rejoicement, man. It just tripped me out this book of Sirach was passed down like that, and these guys was adding on to it, and they was becoming firm. And it just we had the wisest people on the planet Earth. It's right in the nation of Israel, man. And guess what? We are the men coming back, man. That's why brothers around the world, man, they come with the mind-blowing lessons, man. You think to yourself, damn, I never thought of that, or I never came from that angle. Brothers coming from all different type of angles, hitting the same point, because we all wise men. You know, the nation of Israel, man. A nation full of priests and kings, all wise men, man. You know? So it's a rejoicement to have wisdom. What a rejoicement to have wisdom. So with that, I'm going to close it out and say, Kal Halal Yahawashi and keep gathering up wisdom, Akim. Shalawam.